What's the deal, YouTube family? I already know what it is, man. It's J-Boy, and I'm back with another video. So today I kind of wanted to give you guys that review that I was telling you about the 160 Driving Academy at the Pearland location, and pretty much it's like an outskirts of Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? So it was like off of 288 and the Beltway, or you can say the Beltway and 288, however you want to do it. So, man, first getting there, I thought the lady who kind of took me in, I guess the lady who deal with the money and everything like that, kind of getting you enrolled into the school, she was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I was like, okay, it's gonna be a legit school, everything gonna be smooth sailing. But at the same time, if you go back to my first video when I actually went to the school and I was looking outside at the people, you know, who was actually training to get ready to drive the trucks on the yard, I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of sketchy. You know what I'm saying? It's hot. It was hot outside and everybody was just, they look hot, you know what I'm saying? It was hot as hell out there, you know? And after that or whatever, you know, it really wasn't too many people. It really wasn't too many people. So I did my week, you know what I'm saying? I did my week as far as like the classroom stuff. So I did my week to get my permit, which was cool, you know what I mean? It was boring, but had I known I could have did my permit without having to take that portion, I would have did that. I would have went that route, but I didn't know anything about it. Like I say, one thing about me, if I say I'm gonna do something, I just jump right into it, and that's what I did, you know what I mean? So I had to go that route, but I know now, you know what I'm saying? If anybody was to ask me, I'd be like, go ahead and get your permit. Well, before February 2022, you know what I'm saying? Before February, what, next month? It's gonna be a little different. So you can't even go that route anymore. But so once I finally got on the yard, on my shift, it was I guess the head lead was Joe, and then you had Mr. Nate. He was an older cat, but he was still like a lead, but not really, but he had been there for a while, you know what I mean? So he know how everything was ran. And then you had Aaron, you had these were instructors. You had Aaron, you had Tyson, you had Roger. Those were like the three instructors that was on my shift, you know what I mean? And towards the end, we had a new guy named Blake. That was on the manual side. So at the beginning, remind you, it wasn't many people. But when I wound up hitting the yard, Amazon, I guess the company, I guess 160 Drive had some kind of contract with Amazon. And so when I got on the yard, crazy amounts of people. You know what I'm saying? It was like, wow, bro, like how we gonna all function and it ain't that many trucks and it's so many of us, you know what I mean? So that was kind of crazy at first. And then I think the first person I trained with was Tyson. Tyson was the first person that I met. And Tyson was a cool dude. Tyson was an older cat, you know what I'm saying? Older cat from Kansas City, you know what I mean? And older military guy too. And he was just, man, he was, how could I put it? He was great at his job. He was great at training, but at the same time, he didn't have any patience, you know, but he was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Tyson was an awesome dude. He expected you to get everything down on the first try, but it's like, bro, I'm fresh, bro. I don't even know this stuff. But I won't take that away from Tyson. I won't take that away from him. Tyson was an awesome trainer. You know what I'm saying? And then I spent like the first week or two with Tyson, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like the first week, because I was learning how to do my offsets. I was learning how to do my straight backs, and I was learning how to, we kind of did like offset at the same time. But on my straight backs, I could never get it down. I would try, but Tyson, he wasn't really showing me. He was telling me how to do it, but he wasn't really showing me. And then Joe came over one day, and Joe was like, hey, you know, chasing tail, you know what I'm saying? He was like, that's what you do. You pretty much looking and going from side to side, and you basically chasing the back end, you know what I mean? And so you pretty much going like this back and forth, not letting it go too far up out your distance, you know, and you just chasing it. So Tyson was awesome. And then I think the next person I trained with was Roger. Roger was, in my opinion, the best. Roger was the best teacher, you know what I'm saying? And it's just because he was cool, he was calm, he was collective, and he really showed you what to do. You know, he actually got out there and showed you how to do these things. You know what I mean? It wasn't just to tell you and just go do it or get mad because you ain't doing it the right way. But he actually kind of showed a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, to you. And then you had, let's talk about Joe. Let's get on Joe. So mind you, to me, in my opinion, Joe was like the little chubby guy in school who never had the females or whatever you want to call it. And all of a sudden got older and wound up getting a lead position and started using his position as leverage to mess with females. So his whole thing out there was fixated on messing with the females. It was very unorganized, man. It was sad, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it was sad because his whole thing was messing with chicks. Whole time. That's all he was doing. That's all he was trying to do, was mess with the females that came on to the yard. You know what I'm saying? And that's distasteful, because it's like, I pay my money to come out here. I'm expecting to be taught what to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, like it was so many of us that everybody couldn't be attended to. You know what I mean? Or they couldn't really train you how they needed to, because they did that deal with Amazon, and Amazon had, man, crazy amounts of people. You know what I mean? So it was kind of frustrating if you paid your own money, because you couldn't get that time I felt you could have gotten had it not been for the Amazon contracts. But you know, everything is about money. So it's like you kind of gotta eat some stuff sometimes and go with it. You know what I mean? Because it ain't really too much you can do. It ain't like we could have went and go, hey man, I paid my money, can you woo woo woo? You know, I had a couple guys that was on the manual that actually kind of complained, but it's like, still, what can you do? They only had limited amount of trainers. You only got limited amount of trucks. You know what I'm saying? And then you had Aaron. Aaron was a cool dude. Aaron was really, in my opinion, Aaron was cool. Aaron was kind of soft spoken. People said bad things about Aaron, I'm not gonna lie, but he never came across to me any kind of way. He was cool. It was like, hey man, Jonathan, you know what I'm saying, woo-de-woo, and this, that, and the third, and just take your time, man, and just flow with it. And you know what I'm saying? I like that about Aaron, you know? And then towards the end, we had Blake. Blake was cool, man. Blake was a white guy, man. Blake was my dog. I'm not gonna even lie. Blake was cool. And he didn't know, he was young, he was fresh. He was fresh. He was new out there. He was fresh. It's like we knew more than he knew. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they didn't teach him, like they taught us certain ways of doing things. And it was like Blake didn't know those things, so we had to kind of tell him. But at the same time, Blake was like an awesome teacher, man. He always used to try to get me to do my maneuvers without using the tapes or the paint that was on the axles or whatever. It's like, bro, I don't know how to do that, bro. Like, let me make it, let me do my thing in one piece. You know what I'm saying? But I had fun times out there. It was fun times. What else, bro? It was just unorganized, man. It was really all over the place, especially for the automatics. For the manual, when I moved to manual, everything was kind of like smooth sailing. I'm not gonna lie, because it wasn't many of us over there. You know, like an automatic, we couldn't get too many reps at certain things. You know what I'm saying? And then what else was crazy is that I didn't start like driving until like my whole crew, the crew that I was with on automatic, we didn't start driving until like the third week. And that's the third week is when I switched to manual. You know what I'm saying? I got crazy amounts of drive time within a week. You know what I mean? So that was another thing about it. You know, it's very unorganized. They didn't really, I mean, it was hot. It was hot, bruh. Like, hella hot. They didn't have anything to really accommodate us in the heat out there. You know what I mean? It was crazy. But I looked at it like this. I'm like, bruh, I'm only out here for a month. I mean, I got to take the good with the bad. And I just got to pass, so I ain't got to come back. You know what I mean? My whole thing was just passing and coming back and not coming back. That way I don't have to deal with all this extra stuff that's going on out here. You know what I mean? Like, had I failed, I would have came back with a crazier review. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have wrote some stuff. I probably would have emailed the corporate office and, you know, did all kinds of crazy stuff like that. But being that I passed in one whop, it was all good. And let me tell you how Joe did me. Like I say, so when I go take my test, mind you, the female went before me, right? So he put her in the lane to where she didn't have to, when she did her offset, she didn't have to hit the curb. He put me in the lane where I had to hit the curb. And then when we getting ready to leave, like, instead of him going ahead and ordering that truck for me, you know what I mean? Instead of him ordering that truck for me to go ahead and take my test, if I could do my road test, he never ordered the test. He was like, nah, we just gonna reset them. But you know, I took it upon myself to go in there and be like, nah, bro, I'm gonna go talk to the head lady, and I'm about to drive today. I'm about to be done with this today. You know what I mean? So he's horrible. He's a horrible lead, man. They could have, if I was on the other shift, I heard the other shift, the lead that was on the other shift, I heard he was a pretty good lead, you know what I mean? But Joe was just so fixated on getting these women. I ain't gonna lie, he had good moments to where he was like, But he was helpful. He had pretty good moments where he was helpful. I'm not gonna lie. But for the most part, he was so fixated on the females, man. It was sad, and everybody knew. That was the thing. Like everybody knew what Joe's whole goal was. You know what I'm saying? His whole mission. Even the instructors. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if they had better people in the positions, they could have moved a couple. They could have put Roger in a lead position. They could have put Tyson in a lead position. They could have put Aaron in the lead position. But I don't think any of them wanted that responsibility. You know what I mean? The older cat, Mr. Nate, he was cool, but he was old. He was just out there. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, he was just out there. You know? But I give that school over there a rating from 1 to 10. Man, I give it about a 6, because it wasn't really bad to me, and it wasn't really good to me. But it was they taught me what I needed to know to pretty much pass my test. So I mean, I can't just say it was all bad and just, you know, sit back and just cry about that. I don't cry about stuff, man. You know, some people cry. Like we had with this one cat, all he did was cry the whole time. Oh man, this, that, and the third. Woo. And it's like, bro, just chill, fool. Like, I get you paid your money just like I did, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, you ain't the only person out here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, on manual, it was about 4 of us. I'm like, bro, we all got to get our turn. You know what I'm saying? So you can't sit up here and be crying, and they can't just focus on you because you're not their main focus. There's so many people out here that they gotta do things accordingly. You know what I'm saying? It ain't on your time. You know, but like I said, man, in my opinion, I get that school right there about a 6. It wasn't too bad in my opinion. It's just they got the wrong people in the wrong positions. You know, it was hot. Sometimes we didn't have water. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we didn't have instructors. Like, you know, but I mean, I made the best with what we had. You know what I mean? I mingled with people. That's how I got through it. I got through it by just mingling and talking to people and laughing and joking. You know what I'm saying? Having fun out there. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I couldn't change anything that was going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on that 160 drive in that Pearland, at the Pearland location. I'm sure other people have different opinions. I mean, but I'm sure 9 times out of 10, everybody would agree with me from that location that was with it, that was there from the time I was there. Like everybody was complaining, man. That's just how bad it was in our opinion. You know what I mean? But like I said, we graduated. Well, we got our stuff, and that's really all that had mattered at that point in time. But that's pretty much the end of the video, man. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment if you want. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, you know, do what you want to do. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I just want to give you guys my honest opinion and my review on my take with the 160 Driving Academy. You know, what I recommended. Yeah. I mean, cause at the end of the day, it's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you learning it is on you. You know what I'm saying? They giving you the blueprint, they giving you the packet, so it's on you to learn that. Your maneuvers, they giving you the tools needed to get the maneuvers down, so everything is on you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so I can't just, like I said, I can't just say it was all bad, but just from an organization standpoint, it was horrible. You know what I'm saying? They had like the head guys come out there. It was crazy. But that's my take on 160 Driving Academy, man. Like I said, man, it was what it was, and that's just pretty much it. You know what I mean? But I'll catch you guys on the next video.